Now, dear friends, last time we started lesson number 3. Okay, we saw what is electric current, okay, electric current density. We also saw 4 important physical quantities: resistance, conductance, resistivity, and conductivity. Now we proceed further in this lesson. Now, today we see how the current is formed in the conductor. See, in the beginning of the lesson, we have seen whenever there is a unidirectional flow of the charges, electric current is formed. So let us see how the current is formed in the conductor. Now let us say there are two possibilities here. First, we see there is no external field is present. So first case, when external field is not present. Now let us say this is a cross section of a conductor. Okay. Now we know the conductor's positive charge in the lattice condition, and electrons move randomly in the space between them. Now, right now, no electric field is present. So, suppose I consider a cross section of a conductor. See, on an average, there is no unidirectional flow of the charge. So, current is 0. So, in absence of electric field, there is no unidirectional flow of charge. Hence, okay. Second case, when external electric field now how we can supply external field? Now consider the same cross section of a conductor. Let us say side 1 and 2. Okay. Now near to end 1 we supply a positively charged plate. Okay. And the side 2 and 2 we place a negatively charged plate. Now we know the charge of the electron is negative. So electron will be attracted towards the positively charged plate and nullify the charge. So in this cross section or any cross section we say, see there is a unidirectional flow of the charge. Now we provide a mechanism in which we supply another plate, positively charged plate. So the electron will move in one direction, then the charge is nullified, we place another positively charged plate. So if we provide a such mechanism, there will be continuously flow of the charge in continuously unidirectional flow of the charge in this cross section. So the current will be formed. So this is how the current is formed in the conductor. Now next we have to see about the drift velocity. Now see what is the simple meaning of the drift velocity. To drift means deviate from the path. All your youngsters fond of the two-wheeler or bikes, so you have a drift of the vehicle that you know very well. Now see a cross section of a conductor is there. See the positively charged place in the lattice condition, and electrons are moving randomly in the space between them. Also this charge produces electric field. Okay. Now let us say a charge has to move. Now assume that an electron has to move from A to B. Okay, this place. Now what happened? This electron will collide with the positive charge, so its path will be deviated. Then it moves further, then collide with another positively charged particle. So we see there will be not a straight line movement of the electron, but the motion will be zigzag like this. So finally we assume that the electron has moved from A to B. So far we have not supplied any external electric field. Now what happens when we supply external electric field? See, what is the using of the external electric field? See, a battery or a cell is a source of external electric field. Now let us say it is connected with a battery. Okay, a battery or a cell is a source of okay. Now we know this is a positive of the battery and this is a negative. See, what is the charge of the electron? Negative. This is positive level. So there will be, say, attractive force. So we say F is equal to EE. Okay. Now because of this force, electron will have accelerated motion. Okay. So this MA is equal to A is equal to. This is the acceleration by which the electron will be attracted. Now we know acceleration is velocity upon time. This acceleration is Vd upon tau. Okay. Now this Vd is nothing but our drift velocity. Now instead of taking small t as time, here we have taken tau as a relaxation time. Now what is the relaxation time? See, the time interval between two successive collisions is called relaxation time. Time interval between two successive collision is called the. Now see, how do we understand this? See, suppose the electron has collided with the positive charge, it has moved further. After some time, it collided with the other positive charge. So that time interval between two successive collision is called relaxation time. So now what is the value of A here? Okay. Now this is a equation for the drift velocity. Now again, in the absence of the external electric field, electron has moved from A to B. But because of this external field, let us say it has moved to AB dash path. Now this BB dash path is the displacement of the electron due to in presence of external electric field. Okay, and we know very well displacement upon time is velocity. So how do we define drift velocity? See, effective displacement of electron in presence of, in unit time, in presence of external electric field is called okay. So this is about the drift velocity. See, the effective displacement of electron in unit time in presence of external electric field is called the drift velocity. Okay. Now this is about the drift velocity. Now see, we saw four physical quantity: the resistance, conductance, resistivity and conductivity. See, the value of the resistance, as we have seen earlier, depends on the dimension, that is length and the area. But the physical property that is called resistivity, or we call as a specific resistance. Next we have to see the dependence of the resistivity with the temperature. But before that, we have to see how do resistivity of conductor increase with temperature. So this can be asked in a 2-mark question. Okay, important also. So the next question will be like this. show that resistivity of conductor increase with time. Okay. Now again we consider a cross section of a conductor. Let us say length is L. Okay. Then A is the cross section area. Okay. Now see, we know the velocity is length upon time. So let us say our Vd is our drift velocity, L upon delta T. L is equal to V into delta T. Now see, the area is A, volume will be okay, that we have seen. Now N is a number density. Now what is number density? Suppose we take a conductor of 1 meter cube dimension, that is volume is length into breadth into height. So we take a conductor of 1 meter by 1 meter by size. So this volume is 1 meter cube. So N is nothing but number density, that is a charge contained in per meter cube or in 1 meter cube volume. Okay. So this is how we can calculate the total charge, let us say in 1 meter cube volume N charge. Now volume is A Vd. How much? Now see, recall the formula. Q is equal to Ne. So delta Q is Na. Okay. This is again Q is equal to Ne only. Now current I is delta Q by delta T. Na Vd. Okay. So I is equal to. Okay. Now see the current density. J is equal to I by A. Now earlier we have proved vector form of Ohm's law. J is equal to sigma E. Now see, if I compare this, okay, now Vd is Ce by m into tau, that we have proved just now, Ne. Okay, now this capital A will get cancelled. So what we get here is, now we know the resistivity is reciprocal of conductivity. So rho is equal to m upon. Okay, sometimes they ask to prove up to here also. Okay, okay, sometimes this is useful in solving MCQ. Now see, the tau is the time interval between two successive collisions. See, earlier in the kinetic theory we have seen, okay, that is the kinetic energy of the molecule is proportional to absolute temperature. So what happened? As temperature of conductor increases, see the time interval, as the oscillation becomes faster, see the time interval between two successive collisions, that is tau, will decrease. Okay, time interval okay. So and rho is inversely proportional to tau. Therefore, resistivity of conductor increase okay. So this is how we can show that the resistivity of conductor, generally metals increase with increase in temperature. This can be asked in a 2-mark question. Now next we have to see the temperature dependence of the resistivity. We have got an empirical formula in terms of equation. Okay. Now the relation is rho is equal to rho 0 1 plus alpha. This is the empirical relation. Okay. T0 is a reference temperature and rho 0 is a resistivity at a given temperature. Okay. Suppose here it is 20 degrees reference temperature, it will be rho 20 1 plus alpha. Okay. Depending on our reference temperature, rho 0 and T0 will differ. Now this alpha is called the temperature coefficient of resistivity. Okay. Now see, for metals alpha is positive. Okay. So with the increase in temperature, resistivity will increase. As temperature increases. Okay. Now semiconductor alpha is negative. So as temperature increases, resistivity will decrease. So this will be a useful property in lesson number 14 when we will study semiconductor. Now we plot the graph also. First we draw graph for metals. Okay. Now for metals alpha is positive, so as the temperature increases, resistivity also increases. Okay. Now semiconductor. Okay. Here will be reverse graph or so metals we see as the temperature increases, resistivity increase. In semiconductor, as the temperature increases, resistivity will decrease. Okay. Now one more graph given in the textbook is for the nichrome. Now we know nichrome is a alloy of nickel plus iron plus chromium. See the temperature dependence here. Okay. Now it is an alloy made from the metals. Now metal we see the as the temperature increases, resistivity increases. So similarly, okay. But nichrome has a peculiar property. Even at the 0 degrees Celsius, it has some finite resistivity. So that property of the nichrome makes it useful in making heating coils, okay, of room heater or a water heater. So this is about the resistivity and temperature. Now first we saw what is drift velocity, that is the effective displacement of the electron in presence of external electric field is called drift velocity. Then we have seen the temperature dependence of the resistivity and we have seen the graph of resistivity versus temperature. Now next we have to see about mobility. See, this can be asked in a 2-mark question. Okay. Now we know metals are good conductor of electricity. So in metals, current is produced because of the motion of electron. In semiconductor, See, that we study in lesson number 14. See, the current is produced because of the motion of holes and electrons. Now in electrolyte, okay, current is produced because of the motion of positive ions and negative ion. Okay, so this is how the current is produced in different materials. Now, see, drift velocity, mobility, drift velocity for unit electric field is called mu. Okay. Now, first we write the unit. Now, first unit is velocity is in meter per second. Electric field is Newton per coulomb. Okay. Now, second velocity, drift velocity meter per second, electric field. We know, we have seen in the lesson number 2, E is V by D, that is volt per meter. Okay. So, meter per second into meter upon volt. Okay. Now, and the third one, now this is meter per second into coulomb upon Newton. See, Newton is F is equal to ma, that is kg meter per second square. Okay. Now we simplify. Meter is cancelled. See, popularly this is called Chennai Super King. Okay. Now dimension Q is equal to A1 T1, time is T1, mass is m minus 1. Okay. So we can write m minus 1 L0 T2 A1. Okay. That is a dimensional formula of the mobility. Now, see, the mobility, drift velocity per unit electric field is called mobility. See, we have seen the unit and the dimension. Now, mu is, okay, now just now we have seen F is equal to ma. Okay, A is okay, so VD is okay. Now that if I substitute here, okay, so this is how we can see the mobility. Now next we have to see about the limitation of the Ohm's law. Now, Ohm's law, we have seen there is a linear relation between voltage and current, and Ohm's law, it is obeyed in a particular on a definite temperature range by metals. So, what are the limitation of the Ohm's law that we have to see? See, this can be asked in a 2 marks question. Okay, Ohm's law, we see there is a linear relation between voltage and current in the definite temperature range. But see, beyond, now this is a linear part, but see the voltage and current linear relation. But after some, beyond some temperature range, this graph will be non-linear. So, out of that particular temperature range, Ohm's law will not be obeyed. Now, see, semiconductor, we say PN junction diode, that we'll study in lesson number 14. See, there is a relation between voltage and current is non-linear. So in that case, the Ohm's law will not be obeyed. Now, similarly for the Zener diode, okay, see the voltage versus graph current relation is like this. Okay, so in that case also the Ohm's law is not. Now see Ohm's law, whatever the temperature range is followed, there is a 1-1 relation between the voltage and the current. But in case of tunnel diode, see the relation between voltage and current is non-linear. See, okay, okay, should be here like this. Sorry. Okay. Now see, beyond certain temperature range, there is a non-linear relation, so that cannot be followed. Now see the PN junction diode, there is a current voltage relation is exponential. There also Ohm's law is not followed. Same way is the case for the Zener diode. And as I talked, there is a 1-1 relation between voltage and the current. Okay. So in tunnel diode, let us say there are two values of the voltage, but the corresponding current value is 1. So we can say here also the Ohm's law is not obeyed. Okay, so this is about the limitation of the Ohm's law. Now next we have to see the resistance, type of the resistance. Resistor. Okay, we are familiar that resistance is a property and resistor is a device. Okay, resistor is a device we see in number of electrical or electronic circuits. See two type of resistor. One is a wire wound resistor. See wire wound resistor, see on an insulating material, see the number of turns are wound like this. All of you have seen the rheostat in the physics lab. So rheostat is a practical example of the wire wound resistor. Now another, see the rheostat generally used in the laboratory purpose. Okay. Now another is a carbon film resistor. See the carbon film resistor are made up of mixture of graphite and binding material, that is resin. Okay. Now nowadays you are familiar with the number of electronic circuit. Those who are hobbing of this may have made some small projects in the earlier standard. They are used to study this. Okay. So the carbon film resistor has a small size and low cost. So that's why they are most widely used in a electronical or electronics purpose, electronic circuits, okay, or electrical circuits. Now, how to determine the value of the carbon film resistor? See, on a carbon film resistor there are 4 bands, 1, 2, 3 or 4, okay, or sometimes there are 3 bands. Okay. So these 4 bands determines the resistance and tolerance. See, whenever there are 4 bands, first 3 band determines the value and the 4th is a tolerance. See, tolerance is plus or minus variation. Okay, and whenever there are 3 bands, value tolerance is 20%. Now how to determine the value of the carbon film resistor? So there is a color code, okay, that we have to see now. BB Roy goes to BB Roy goes to gray white. Okay, now there is a specific color code. Black is assigned number 0, brown is 1, red is 2, orange is 3, yellow is 4, green is 5, blue is 6, violet is 7, gray is 8 and white is 9. See, we have made an acronym, okay, that is okay, C B B R O Y, BB Roy goes to, okay, 6 is blue, Bombay, 7 is violet, okay, via 8 is grey, gateway, 9 is white, okay, with okay, here is a band of gold or silver. Now see, this gold and silver shows the tolerance. Gold has a tolerance of 5% and silver has a tolerance of 10%. So this is how our acronym works. BB Roy goes to Bombay via gateway with gold and silver. Now by using this, let us determine the value of the resistance. Okay, now we have made a simple formula. See, the third 3 bands are there. Let us say first we call as X, Y, third is, second is Y, first is X, second Y and third is Z. So we try to make it simple by using the formula. It is simply XY into tends to Z plus or minus tolerance. Okay, now let us say fourth one shows the tolerance. Let us say 4 bands are like this: red, blue, orange and gold. Okay, now see, the red is assigned as 2, blue is assigned as 6, orange as 3. Now this will be our X, Y and Z. Okay, and gold has a tolerance of 5%. Now by using this formula, XY into tends to Z. See, we do not have to multiply. We have to simply write together 26 into power tends to Z. Now Z is how much? 3. And what is the tolerance here? 5%. Okay. So this is how, by using this color code, we can determine the value of the resistance. So this is about the color code of the carbon film resistor.